Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and continuing looking at the sort of cheaper end of the scale with the premium tanks, or the cheap and cheerful, and well, looking at the Panzer II-D today, which is available from the premium tech tree. Now, I did say cheap and cheerful, and it is cheap, but I don't think it's quite as cheerful as some of the others that I've been looking at. And straight away, I think I'm going to say that it's not bad. But I've not had as much fun in it, and if you're wanting something cheap and you're not bothered about which nation, I'd probably go for the T2 because it's a lot more fun. And if you're wanting something specifically for the Germans, then I'd have to say possibly just go for the B2 instead of this. I know it's a little bit more money, but it just seems to be a more reliable tank, especially for crew training. But yeah, this is, I don't know, I've not had as much fun in this. It's been alright, but yeah, just not as much fun as the others. Now, it says that it was originally designed as a high-speed replacement or a high-speed version of the Panzer II, and although it does have a higher top speed than the Tier 2 Tech Tree Panzer II, it does not have as good power-to-weight ratio, so it does go faster speed-wise, but not acceleration-wise, which is a bit odd, and I just found it a bit sluggish, to be honest, but it's got, you know, decent gun depression, and it's got all-right armour on the front. It's 30mm. Physical thickness on the front, which isn't too bad. Don't forget this is a Tier 2, so you can get the odd lucky bounce from it, especially if you angle it as well. You can get the odd lucky bounce, but then again, Tier 2 tends to be a bit more sort of run and gun than anything else. Well, let's have a look at the stats. So you get a 140 horsepower engine, a bit less than the normal Panzer II. 2cm KWK 30 with 94.59 rounds a minute. It's an auto loading sort of spray and pray type, gun. Where I think you fire, multiple rounds per sort of pull of the trigger sort of thing. 23 penetration, which is a bit low, so you do have to swap to your premium rounds every now and again, which are 46 pen, and both are 11 damage. Aiming time is quite nice at 1.4 seconds though. Accuracy, as you'd expect, is pretty hideous at 0.57. Well, that even seems worse than some of the other sort of spray and pray type guns down here, so that is a bit poor, and you'd have to get a bit close. Get a bit closer. Sorry for the dodgy editing. I had to sneeze. That's why I didn't do this yesterday, because my throat wouldn't hold up to it. So hopefully I can get through this today and get the other stuff done today that I need to. Hull traverse of 50 degrees a second. Turret armour is, you see, this is the frustrating part. Some stuff can't pen your front, but it can pen your turret pretty easy because you've only got 15mm all round. Turret traverse though is 46 degrees a second. Again, what you kind of expect from a low tier tank in the game. They generally have, or a lot of them generally have, sort of fairly good traverses down here. Some not so much, but most of these little light tanks do. And you've got a 320 meter view range, which is, I think, more at the upper end of what you get down at Tier 2. Quite a bit higher than some of them actually. I think some are like 290, that sort of thing down here. So yeah, 320 is not bad on your view range. Wrong one. Supplies, well, it's cheap. Similar sort of price to a lot of the others down here. 3 silver for your normal rounds, and 400 for your APCR, which again is kind of standard for sort of down at Tier 2. Equipment, well, this is my own account, so I've been tight because I'm getting very close to unlocking the STI, so I'm trying to save up as much money as I can to buy it and get it equipped and everything. So I've just got vents on here, but I would have put a gun lane drive and coated optics. You can't have a gun rammer because it's one of those auto loaders, so that's what I probably would have gone for if I was putting equipment on this. Personally, I won't be, because like I said, I've just not found it as much fun. I've been having loads of fun in the T2 Lite. I did buy one. In fact, you can just see it there on the edge of the screen. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll probably go in this very much after I've done this review. Skills wise, again, not really going to go too much into it, because most of the time you'll just stick a decent crew in it or use it as a crew trainer itself. But you can't really go wrong with that, to be honest, because you get penned, you don't want your crew knocked out. So that's a decent starting one's what I've got there. 6th sense, camouflage, situational awareness and pain tolerance. It's probably not a bad one for it, like I say. But yeah, I'm not going to go too much into it because of, obviously, just sort of using it as a crew trainer or runabout sort of thing. Now let's have a look at the actual modules and stuff. And the bonuses, by the way, are 20% silver and 70% XP bonus. That slightly smaller engine comes out at a power to weight ratio of 12.73. A stock Panzer II has a power to weight ratio of just over 14. So obviously when that's fully upgraded, it'll be even more than that. So that's quite a big difference in a little light tank. But this does have a higher top speed of 55 kilometers an hour. That only does 40. But I'd rather have the acceleration personally. 20 in reverse, so it can back out of trouble fairly quickly. And the engine's spread about the tank, so you'd have some components in the front, more than likely gas tanks or transmission, something like that, and the main part of the engine at the back, although it is quite low down in the hull. Normally they are a bit higher up, just under the engine deck. Gun-wise, 10 degrees of gun depression and 20 of elevation, so you can work the ridge lines, and obviously it does increase that effective thickness of the frontal armour. So, you know, if you can get close enough on a ridge line and sort of just pop up, put a few, you know, put some shots out and get back down, it's not a bad tactic with this tank, because it doesn't tend to have the speed to zip about like some of the others do. Oh, but yeah, 5 shots per clip in 4.2 seconds for a full clip reload, and that is just standard. That's without skills or anything else. And it does fire multiple rounds sort of per shot in the clip. I'm not quite sure how many it is. I don't know if it's 3 or 4. It might be something around that anyway. But it's, you know, it's a decent amount. A lot of these lower tier ones tend to do that anyway. Terrain resistances aren't too bad, but like I said before, it could just do with a bit more oomph in the engine department to give it a bit more acceleration. But 0.9, 1.2 and 2.1. Turrets on top. Radio is down in the right hand side of the hull. Ammo racks just in the side of the turret, and then down in the base of the hull below the track line as well. But again, you know, most guns down here just sort of spray, so you just aim and hopefully you'll hit something. And then crew, you've only got 3 in here. You've got the driver, who I'm guessing is the radio operator, and then the commander sat in the turret, who will possibly double up as a loader and gunner as well. Armour wise, there's not a great deal to tell. Like I said before, 15 centimeters all around the turret, and the hull is 30 on the front, 15 on the sides and rear, and that's about it really. Again, not really much point sort of mentioning weak spots or anything like that, because, you know, it's not exactly got the best armour as it is. But like I say, when you work in the ridgelines, you can increase that frontal thickness and be fairly effective against sort of same tier stuff. Not so much against your tier 3s though. And when you do get into a tier 3 match, because this only plays up to tier 3, you're probably going to have to either sort of spot or stay back a little bit and then try and work the flanks, get close and just sort of empty your clip into them and finish them off from sort of low health, that sort of thing. Or, you know, the reload's not too bad on it, but it's not particularly nimble to sort of avoid shots from some of these tier 3s and what have you. So anyway, enough talking about it in the garage. Let's get into the replays and see how it actually handles. Right, so here we are for the first of the replays, a tier 2 match on Province. And Province is, well, unless you're playing low tiers a lot, it's not one that you'll see very often, because it only sees tier 3 and below. And one of the things about this tank, I mean, when it's going downhill it can pick up some speed, but it's just, you know, when it's on the flat or going uphill just seems to be a struggle for it, and it just seems you have to work harder in this to do well in it. And, you know, that's all well and good, and that's fine. Some tanks are like that, and some, you know, some tanks are more fun like that. You have to work that a little bit harder, and it's a bit more rewarding. Now, with a low tier tank though, like this, where you're just looking for a bit of fun, that's not the sort of thing that you want really. And again, you're going to have to get used to switching to your premium ammunition, because there is some stuff even at tier 2 that you just really struggle to pen, especially frontally with your standard ammunition. I mean, there's some stuff you'll come up against, some of the tier 3s as well, that you'll just struggle to pen, even with your, some of your premium ammunition, unless you get close and either on the side or the rear. Now the Panzer 38H, again, that's another one. If you're looking for something really low tier and cheap, maybe the Panzer 38H. You know, for German, like I said in the garage. If you're looking for something cheap, cheerful and fun, I'd probably say the T2. If you're looking for something specifically German, then I'd say the B2 or the Panzer 38H over this. The Panzer 38H is quite a good fun tank. It's all about the angling, but it's known as the micro mouse, and it's got quite tough armour for a tier 2. And I've had to switch to premium and I was just going for the commander's, not the commander, the driver's viewport there, the driver's hatch, because that's one of the weaker points on the front, and even that, it was sort of 50-50, so that was more luck than anything else that I took him down. And I've given up trying to climb up that other side of the hill. It was just taking too long, so I've decided to try and get along here, get behind the buildings, hopefully take one of these guys out, and get behind these buildings to stop myself getting shot from the other side of the valley. But a T2 medium comes across and just nails me. So that was the end of that one. Now, I lost money on that one because I had to buy that premium ammunition and that Panzer 38H, and didn't come out of that with a lot of damage. More assisted than anything else if it weren't for that, you know, I wouldn't come second on the table. But you do, I don't know, in the T2 when I was on Province I did a lot better because it's a lot more mobile, you can avoid the shots in the first place, and as you could see, most of the stuff penned me anyway. Got the odd lucky bounce, but nearly everything sort of penned. So that 30mm of armour on the front, it's kind of neither here nor there. Not something you can rely on, but it might save you in a pinch, you know, if RNG's on your side sort of thing. Now here we are for the second one. I do a bit better in this one, but again, you sort of have to work a bit harder. And it just sort of shows how slow this is going uphill as well. And that's what surprises me. I mean, like I say in the description, it says it was, you know, a high-speed sort of version of the Panzer 2D, and you would have thought that it would have at least had the same, if not slightly higher power-to-weight ratio if it was designed to be a high-speed version, not just a better top speed, or not a higher top speed with a lower power-to-weight ratio. And as you can see, it really struggles to get up these hills. And you know, I mean, I'm heading up here because it's just me. There's the T2. Nobody else seems to be going up here, and hopefully I can use the ridge up here, you know, to fend anything off that comes the other way. But the Banana Road falls. There's another light tank hightailing up here, so I decide to turn around and go back and try and intercept and see if there's anything I can do about it. Hopefully, if they're injured, you know, if they've lost some health, then I might be able to take them down. In fact, the TD has lost half its health. I don't know about the light tank, but I should hopefully be able to take on the TD. And as you can see, going downhill, it's quite nippy. I just wish it was that quick all the other time. But once you get up behind something and just empty that clip into them, you know, it can do quite a bit of burst potential. And again, that was a bit more RNG than anything else at that range, that most of those went on target. Now, hopefully, see if I can get across here and do a bit of defending on this side of the map. Got two more light tanks heading down there. There's a TD and a light in the middle of the square. In fact, a shot just missed me then. I didn't notice that when I was playing the game. Got some shots into him. I'm going to risk going across here. The TD's been taken care of. And I'm going to try and keep it, judging by the angle, so that light tank can't shoot at me. And I think I managed to do it. And see if I can creep round on these two and take them by surprise. Now, I can never remember if there's a way through there, so I think what I'll do is I'll wait and I'll try an ambush. And a bit too late on him. I think I did manage to hit him a couple of times. And there was another one with him. Where is he? There he is. Well, they know I'm here now, yeah, definitely. Oh, there's the M2 light. See if I can get rid of him first. And not quite. And I took a bit of a hit there as well, and another one. And hopefully, yeah, I can just avoid the shots from the team once the TPS. That was very lucky. I just managed to angle it and keep moving, and he kept hitting the side. He did get one or two through, but not enough to kill me, fortunately. And it's not looking too bad. They've got one more tank than us. I'm on very, very low health, and I was hoping I could sneak round this way without being seen. Now, I could say that I meant to do that and shove it round at an angle in case anyone came around there, but I didn't. It was just an accident, not paying attention to where I was going. But on the plus side, if anybody did come around there, it gave me a bit of cover. And again, I was hoping to sneak round, but he's just spotted me. And he's on pretty full health. And when you're moving in this and trying to hit, especially going over all these bloody snow embankments on this map, you really just throw your aim off. And these those snow embankments, they really do drive me crazy on some of these levels. Especially when you're in light tanks, it really does mess you up. But there you go. And again, lost money on that one because I had to fire quite a few premium rounds at a couple of tanks in there. Or I maybe started firing them and then just forgot to switch back. But anyway, I did come top. But there you go, the Panzer 2D. Not as cheerful as some of the others I've been looking at. And like I said before, there's others that I'd recommend over that one. But it's not too bad. I know there's people out there that do like it. It's just not one of my favourites. Anyway, I'll be back with another video at some point. So until then, take care out there and I'll catch you next time. See you later.